It's showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
A fine Saturday morning to you, gents.
This is going to be a winner of a show. Real top shelf material.
Mm-hmm.
So much fun.
We all like top shelf.
What is on our list this weekend?
Speaking of top shelf.
Andy's talking about his plans to go get arrested in a movie theater.
Well, hey, the coronavirus, it's inspirational.
This is not like when we were kids, right? And our parents would tell us, when we were kids, we would just go to like a chicken pox party. Remember that? Like two generations ago? That was a legit thing.
Yeah, and you know what the big problem with that is? We were just talking about this last night. Andy and I and my wife.
Do tell.
Well, they used to think that if you got chicken pox, then you wouldn't get shingles later on as an adult until they realized, no,
that's not true.
That's completely backwards.
Oh, science.
Yes, science. It's correlation causation. And
That's right.
The other example I use is when my oldest daughter was an infant, they said, parents don't put night lights in the kids' bedrooms because when they grow up, they need glasses.
2
years later.
Wait, did they say that really?
Yes, it was around 2000, maybe early 2001. Research said they were seeing that kids that had night lights as infants and young children had glasses later in life. And so they said, do not put them in there. Then 2 years later, they said, oh, wait, sorry, we realized that kids that have night lights in their room, it's because the parents have poor vision, are wearing glasses, put them in there. It's not an environmental factor. It's a genetic issue.
Jeez.
Yay, correlation, causation. Let's learn something.
Beautiful. That is delicious.
Yay, science.
So good. Well,
science is always a little give and take, right?
Yeah, except when Matt Damon does it. When Matt Damon did science up on Mars, then,
he gets it all right.
He gets it all right.
Makes
mostly.
it home.
And potatoes. So are we seeing anything? I will tell you, I am seeing a lot of things because my daughter just had her wisdom teeth out this morning.
Oh, did you guys prank her? Did you do any of that crazy little YouTube, telling her fake stories? That's the thing.
What do you mean?
You've never seen
like
this?
when you were out, you did this sort of thing?
No. There was the kid. There was a girl, and what did they do? They told her there was like a zombie apocalypse that happened and everything, and so that's why they were in the. So they cut out of it. They're completely disoriented. They start making up stories. There was another one with a girl who. They gave her something and she thought she had Thor's hammer and she was like, and she hit her brother and he like pretended he got killed and she's like, oh no, I didn't mean to kill you with Thor's hammer.
No, we did get some juicy video though. First of all, of her exploring her face while it was still numb in a wheelchair as they're wheeling her out. She's like rubbing her fingers down her face like this, touching all her lips. And I mean, if it had been in like Split, it would have been damned horrifying. But I was laughing my butt off. And then we got her saying out loud, recording messages to her brother about how much she loves him, that she has no memory of that at all. But that's really good.
That's gold.
So anyway, we came home and we've just been stacking up movies. And so they're all movies that we've seen, but they're all great movies. We had a great time with Now You See Me and then Now You See Me Too. Those are both fantastic. We did, what else we do? Right now we're doing, I tried to get him to do The Meg. I tried to get him to do Inception, the top of my personal heap. She won't do those, but we're getting there.
Why wouldn't she do Inception?
Well, because she's never seen Inception and she refuses to watch a movie. That's exactly right, Andy Nelson. She said, I don't want to do a movie that I haven't seen before.
Oh, yeah. I can respect that if I want to go in with an accurate, representation of what that movie is. Okay.
Right. So that's where we are. We're kind of going through the library of fun movies we've all seen.
Oh, yeah.
So.
That's always nice.
It turns out, spoiler, they are still fun. That's the good news. They're doing Tomb Raider right now, Alicia Vikander.
Oh, that one. Okay. You're not doing the old, 2000?
Angelina Jolie.
We
are not.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
I don't know if, I haven't seen the newest one, but I don't really know if those would be better or worse. Include. There's some, yeah.
The new Tomb Raider was fun. It was an accurate.
The first one was okay. The second one was pretty forgettable.
No, it was. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, but this one is it's a prequel.
Yeah.
And I will say this. This is one of those movies like La Vie en Rose, where the central performance, in this case, Alicia Vikander, she did some amazing things for this movie. And the movie isn't great, right? So I think she is a stunning action performer, and I just think she's just great.
Did they put in the trailers for that Academy Award winner Alicia Vikander? Would that help the cause for that?
I don't know that would have helped, but I don't actually remember.
I highly doubt it.
Yeah,
there's certain movies where it's like it probably just doesn't even matter to put that in there.
Right.
And Academy Award winner Walton Goggins. They could have put that.
Yes. You know what? I'll tell you, he actually was good in this movie. It's pretty much his character in what was the shoot 'em up Western detective movie or series. What was that?
Bang Bang Shoot 'em Up Detective.
Justified. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Bang Bang Shoot 'em Up detective series. It's pretty much his character in Justified, but in a jungle, and it's great. He's great. Yeah. I like him.
Yeah. I know he didn't win an Oscar, Steve.
No, I was going to say, what did he get a writing credit on something? What? I don't understand.
I think he was actually in. I'd have to check this, but I think he was in a short film that did win Best Short.
Oh, okay.
I honestly I can't remember. It was a while back. The Accountant, is that it? Yes, The Accountant. Yes, he was in a short called The Accountant in 2001.
Oh, okay.
Which won Best Original Short Film.
Oh, okay. Not The Accountant with...
Not the... No, that was a little longer than a short.
Which is now supposed to be a series. Do you hear he said that?
Yes, I hear. Yeah.
I would watch that series. I'm not going to lie to you. I would watch that series hard. What do you think about your man Tom Hanks, Andy? Are he and Rita going to be okay?
They will be, but geez, it was the end of times. What's funny is we get periodic updates from our agent about all the different networks. I got to see if I can find this email because it made me chuckle out loud today when I was looking at it. It was it's like an update on which offices are closed, who's working from home, et cetera, et cetera. It's like that sort of thing to kind of let people know as to what's going on as far as the different agencies, like they're not working from home as of this date. And it goes through agencies, it goes through networks and studios, all the different production companies, the different productions themselves, including a note that says almost every U.S. pilot in Toronto is shutting down or suspended. And then at the very end, you go through this huge email listing everything, and including airlines and all the other stuff, baseball and stuff. And then at the very bottom, it says, the effing absolute worst. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson have coronavirus. That made me laugh. It was like, okay, there you go. That's exactly what we needed to hear. Good times.
His picture, I think he posted on Instagram. It was he had made a Wilson.
Yes.
Holding it up. That was very cute. He looks
cute.
fine.
And I liked his tweet, including there's no crying in baseball. Let's all remember there's no crying in baseball.
Yeah.
No, he's
doing the right stuff.
Yeah. He's a very positive person he's the right person to be dealing with this in front of the world right now.
Yeah. And to be taking the right actions. Like, we don't have to panic, and also we can be socially responsible people, human beings. Yeah. Otherwise, Earth is canceled.
Yeah, but no one's listening because everyone still is panicking. The lines in Costco are insane. And we were just driving down the street coming home from picking the kids up, and we pass a Walmart, and the line of cars just trying to get into the parking lot was like as bad as the lines at the checkout. I was like, this is nuts. And I told my wife, let's just make sure we have toilet paper when we get home. I don't want to be fighting people in the aisles to just get a roll so I can wipe my butt. Luckily, we're okay.
So did you ever see that movie from like the mid-90s, The Trigger Effect?
I did.
That's one where there's the power outage and everybody thinks it's like
McLaughlin's in that, right?
Yes, and everybody freaks out, and it's like over just like a couple of days, and everything breaks down, and it's just like, oh no, it was just a power outage, and we were just in this small little isolated town, and everybody goes bonkers. That's what I'm worried about, is people are acting like it's something much larger than it is and doing ridiculous things. Like, I need all this bottled water. I'm like, your tap
The
works
water's fine.
Yes, I know. I'm like, what are you doing? Why do you need all these things? You don't. It's not like, it's not like anarchy and everybody's going to be, if everybody's quarantined, people are still working. It's not like, oh, well, you know what? There's not going to be electricity next week, so good luck.
Because all the electricity makers are going home.
That's right.
This is what I was telling you before the show. It feels to me like we humans only know how to prepare for one kind of disaster, and that's like fire or earthquakes, and that's all you get.
So anything with The Rock,
you need,
right? Anything with The Rock is, if The Rock's been in a movie about it, that's what we expect.
That's exactly right. So, listen to scientists.
Yes.
And watch movies at home for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
And you'll be fine. It will blow by.
We we were involved in a project for National Geographic channel 7 years ago now, 2013, called American Blackout. And it was about, a blackout in the States. There's a power grid shut down across the country, and you're following like 5 or 6 different families over the course of this week or two, however long it was. And it's really kind of depressing yet insightful as to kind of see, how people devolve so quickly in these situations. We're just not equipped to just sit back and relax and survive sanely.
Shall we talk about movies?
No, we're going to talk about notable releases. Hey, it's a new thing.
What is a notable release, Steve? Would you tell us what we mean by notable releases?
Okay, well, apparently there was much debate and discussion on what we were going to include in this, but I agree with Andy. There's always, you can't keep track of everything new that's available on streaming. Like, it's, now you can watch this on Netflix or Hulu or Amazon or whatever, but there are those key moments where something that, is either getting a special release, like a director's cut or a new edition of something. So, or something that hasn't been available for a while. Several months ago, I was telling everybody, go watch Drop Dead Gorgeous on Hulu because you haven't been able to see it in forever. It's out of print on DVD. This is your opportunity to see it while you can. Or a new director's cut or collector's edition. And what did Ray send us? He said...
Glengarry Glen Ross.
Glengarry Glen Ross Collector's Edition Blu-ray.
That's right. Coming
available
out
April 28th.
Shout Factory does a great job of putting together special discs. They are great at putting new special features together, and they've done some good releases. I really do enjoy what Shout Factory puts together, and they have that coming out along with Danger Diabolic, which is another one we talked about, which is coming out in May, along with a 4K upgrade of the Deer Hunter.
This is brilliant. This is somebody that understands marketing. This comment about Glengarry Glen Ross said, a deluxe edition that comes with a set of steak knives would be nice.
Right? Or brass balls.
There you go. Exactly.
And we can't actually not mention the fact that Bamboozled, which is a movie we'll be talking about a little later as we start putting together our plans for our list for next week. The fact that Criterion is going to be releasing it next Tuesday, March 17th. St. Patrick's Day. What a perfect release for St. Patrick's Day. Just in time.
Yeah. What we're saying about those marketing tie-ins, it's going to come in a green box adorned with clovers.
People, why is there a
Bamboozled?
What I'm interested to see is sometimes when they're doing these, because I'm a Criterion Channel subscriber, often something new like this will come out, and then a couple weeks later it'll show up on the Criterion Channel. So I'm going to bide my time and see if Bamboozled shows up on the Criterion Channel, because it's one that I never got to see in theaters. It wasn't one I caught on video anywhere. It just was in that time of my life where I didn't have time for Spike Lee movies or something. I don't know. So I'm very intrigued to see.
That's a weird time in your life.
Well, it's when you got little kids and stuff.
Young adult, no time for Spike Lee. Older adult, 20-something, 30-something, still no time for Spike Lee. Like those, that's weird. That's a whole era that maybe we have a generation that we haven't really discussed enough.
So it's one that I. Looking forward to seeing. So then I can listen to the show. And then when we re-rank movies, I can contribute to ranking Bamboozled.
Here.
That's not a horrible one because Andy and I agreed hard.
We did
on the Spike Lee series.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah.
we were
Okay.
pretty happy with that series overall.
Well, I didn't say we were happy.
Oh, yeah.
I just said we agreed.
We agreed. Sorry, we agreed.
Now you've spoiled
we agreed.
it.
No, I meant we agreed. We just agreed.
I take it back. I mean, we just agreed. Shall we talk about trailers?
Let's. Steve, I'm thrilled that you get to kick it off with the prequel to a trailer that I did a few months ago, the Banana Splits. So I'm thrilled that this prequel is out there.
Hoping that joke was going to be coming because I didn't want to make it. I'm glad you did.
I'm going to.
Yes, I know. Oh, yes. So this is Banana Split. It's coming March 27th. So the date on IMDb. So it says Banana Split 2018 film. So I guess this is one that sort of has just been out there trying to find distribution for a couple of years. But it is right there in my wheelhouse of you've got high school kids. And this is, to me, very reminiscent of like a Booksmart because you've got two girls that are, friends and just, dealing with boys and all of that stuff. But what drew me into this one is our main character is April, played by Hannah Marks. And I was watching this trailer and I thought, why does she look so familiar? And then it hit me. I remembered her from Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. She plays Elijah Wood's sister.
Wow. That is exactly it. Oh,
yes.
Steve.
Yes. And she's
slapping.
She's fabulous in that series. And she actually was one of the writers on this as well. And it hits all those great teen moments. From Nick Langdon's review of Lady Bird that I saw, I can say, Nick, this probably isn't going to be your kind of film. But it's all about the girls on this one. It's, girls dealing with boys, and the one girl gets dumped, and then the new girlfriend and the two girls bond together and have this friendship, which I think is great because it tells girls that it's not all about the boys in their life. It's about developing those friendships. So it looks like it's going to get on the raunchy side, of comedy, which is unfortunate because I'd like to see. That's something that I struggle with female comedians. It's like sometimes they think they need to be really dirty, raunchy to be funny, and I'd like to see some smarter comedies. But that's not going to stop me from sitting down and watching Banana Split when this one comes out.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. The raunchier ones are funny too.
Yes, they are. They are.
Well, I am even more interested in it now that I have placed, now that you have placed for me that connection to Dirk Gently. That's fantastic. I think this is just super charming. You're right. It has obviously all the tropes.
Yes.
The key is, are they charming enough to make it feel original? That's what I'm looking for now. And so the bar, frankly, is pretty low to get me to enjoy a movie like this.
Okay.
So yeah, count me in.
All right.
Meh.
Yeah.
I had to throw that at you. I don't know. I don't know about this one. It could be good. It may be. I mean, honestly, it's one of those trailers that's so full of critic comments that everyone is singing its praises. I hope it's going to be as good as they all say it is. It looks like it could be. It could be another Booksmart, but it also, could turn into something that I, forget pretty easily. So I hope that it's the former. I guess I'll say that.
Okay.
What I find
interesting,
forgetting it easily.
Well, yeah. What I find interesting is that it actually is several years old. This film actually premiered in 2018 at the LA Film Festival, and it had a very kind of slow run in festivals, and then it's taken this long to actually make it to markets. And let's face it, it's just going to be pushed back now.
Yes, or it's going to end up straight to video. Yeah, exactly. All right.
Cool. All right. Pete?
So that's me.
Yeah.
So I said when I shared this with you guys that I picked the trailer without actually even watching it because it took me immediately back to the joke that the country of Australia Tourism Board pulled a few years ago when they released a movie trailer for another Crocodile Dundee movie.
Yes.
And it was funny, and I was hoodwinked. I was absolutely hoodwinked by that. I thought there was going to be a new movie, and I think I don't know what to even make of this. I was emotionally distraught by the idea of another Crocodile Dundee movie. So when I saw the very excellent Mr. Dundee to be released in 2020, April 30th, 2020 in Australia, I thought, surely this is the country of Australia trying to hoodwink us again. Surely that's what they're doing. So I went to Wikipedia, source of all knowledge on the universe, and there it is. It is a real movie. It is a real movie. And so I chose that trailer blind. Now, did I enjoy the trailer? Did it bring warm feelings to me? Weirdly, it kind of did. It looks funny. It's funny to see Paul Hogan in this role trying to rebrand himself before becoming a knight. It was funny to see all these other faces that show up in this movie, like Luke Hemsworth playing himself as what is it? He's the loneliest Hemsworth brother or something like that. The homeliest Hemsworth, and Chevy Chase in this movie, and Wayne Knight, and John Cleese, and Olivia Newton-John. Of course, she's a staple. Has to be in this movie. This is it's a crazy cast that could be a funny sort of fourth wall breaking experience in and around the Crocodile Dundee property that is not a Crocodile Dundee movie, so to speak. I thought it was charming.
I feel like this, we're going to at some point end up having to do a series about these movies with actors doing stories about faux versions of themselves that are kind of versions of themselves, but not quite. Like we can include this. We can include
Jean-Claude Van Damme,
JCVD. We can include that Nick Cage, the one that he's doing right now where he's playing himself.
Yes, he's playing himself.
The one with I'm blanking on his name. The Evil Dead guy. I shouldn't be blanking on his name. But
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell, where he saves all those people when they summon a real demon or whatever. There's a whole series of these films that I think people are clearly having fun with. Maybe all inspired by Being John Malkovich. Maybe that's where this all came from. I don't know, but. Mm-hmm. It intrigues me, and I always loved Paul Hogan. I always loved Crocodile Dundee. I felt so bad for him in the 2000 Olympics when they had him dress up in the costume again, and he was one of the people out there kind of dancing to celebrate the country. I'm like, poor Paul. He doesn't need to be remembered just for that. I hope that this is a fun opportunity for all of us to kind of relive all this. So we'll see. I'm curious about this one.
Sure. Watching something like this reminds me of... Oh, gosh. It must have been in the mid to late 80s. Bob Goldthwait was doing some stand-up comedy thing, and he talked about people watching Lucille Ball when she was older, still doing physical comedy. And he's like, no, this isn't funny. She's old. She could break a hip. Her doing physical comedy is not funny. This is no. And I'm looking at this. I'm like, John Cleese. Oh, Lord, no. This is no. Why? And maybe it will be. Maybe it will be smarter than it looks. And if it does some breaking the fourth wall, very self-aware things, I'm on board with that. But it looks like it might be playing it a little too straight. I mean, there's a few moments like I've got a bigger knife. That's not the line. I've been doing this for 20 years. I know the line. I'm like, yes, we all know that's a knife.
It's a movie that plays 100% on nostalgia. Like that's the only reason. And it's made for guys like us of this age. Like if you tracked with it.
Yeah, I saw the first one once, and I just never got into the whole franchise. So yeah.
And I, on the other hand, choose joy.
Yeah, choose joy.
That is my trailer, Steve.
It is.
Please.
No.
Oh, you've already done yours.
It's Andy.
My turn.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Andy.
I'm picking the one that Steve has no interest in.
No, it's the It just. This is why I don't watch trailers.
Yeah.
This one, I saw the first one. I'm like, this just gave me everything, and I'm like, well,
it does. And
now,
see, here's the issue. So my trailer is the official trailer for Soul, Pixar's new movie that's coming out. That was expected to come out in June. We'll see when it actually comes out. It is their new film, and I think it looks really interesting. The thing I will say about Pixar in general is they always make terrible trailers, and I don't know what it is about Pixar, but none of their trailers have really ever inspired me to really enjoy the movie. And whether I enjoy the movie or not, their trailers always suck. And I don't know if it's because they take this path where they're really kind of like laying the whole thing out or what. And I feel like this movie, they're really kind of laying the whole story out. Because, I mean, you see pretty much, well, it feels like you're seeing pretty much the entire story of this musician who he's kind of lost his passion for music, but he tries out for a group and gets in, but then he dies or gets seriously injured. His soul leaves his body. And the bulk of the movie is now his soul trying to find his passion again while he works with this infant soul, trying to teach her about why living on Earth is a good thing and why this whole thing is exciting. I'm excited about the prospect of it because this is a story that I haven't seen Pixar do before. And the idea of just following this jazz musician who is kind of lost touch with his passion, I think could be really interesting. And I hope it is. Jamie Foxx is the voice for the lead character. Tina Fey is the other infant soul that he partners up with. It's co-directed by Pete Docter, who has done plenty of Pixar stuff, a lot of their greats, along with Kemp Powers, which is an interesting choice for co-direction, largely because Kemp has not directed animation before. Largely, his work has been on the writing staff of Star Trek Discovery for a number of the episodes there. And so it's interesting to see that Kemp was brought on board to co-direct this one. I'd like to think it's more than just the fact that he's an African American. I want to feel like there has to be, a good reason for them to be picking Kemp to come on board and handle this. So I'm excited about the story. I'm not that excited by the trailer. I hope that they do something really interesting with this one because it would be great to see an original story like this told. What did you guys think?
Anytime we get a Pixar movie that takes place in the Inside Out cinematic universe, I'm gonna see it. That's what this feels like to me. This feels very much like another exploration of humanity. The animation looks very, very similar. The tone is very similar. Tina Fey is very similar to Amy Poehler in a lot of ways. And so there are a lot of similarities, and they're all things that I like. So I feel like it's, we're moving in the right direction. I'm very excited to see Daveed Diggs on the cast. I think he is just terrific. And the more movies he does, the better. Felicia Rashad, obviously, is amazing. Questlove, we just did Bamboozled, and he was in the house band, and so that's perfect. The other thing is the music. This is obviously a movie that's going to be very much influenced by the or very much sort of guided by the music that is in there, and the music is done by John Batiste and Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, and I think they're. I'm a big fan. Count me as a big fan of the work of all three of those people. So, yeah. I think it sounds great. I don't know why the meh. I don't know why, but I'm gonna let Steve sell that.
Well, it tipped its hand so much on this, and I thought, yeah, okay. I like this better when it was called It's a Wonderful Life, which is not the case. But I mean, it is. It's you are, outside of your life looking at things and learning how meaningful life is. And I agree that's a interesting story to tell, but I was just so disappointed that it showed me so much of what it was, because I had seen the initial trailer. I thought, oh, okay, it's about the soul and he doesn't want to be dead and, going off the path. And okay, now we're in the afterlife, sort of, as Pete said, in the sort of inside, out, upside down, whatever, interior soul-scape cinematic universe gives you a lot of fun things that you can do. And I thought that's great. But then they showed me what this is really going to be about. And I thought, okay, now I know all the heartstrings you're going to pull, how I'm going to be emotionally manipulated. Now I know what I'm going into, and I would rather not do that. I would rather discover that aspect of it. And if it was any other company, I might say, oh, maybe they're really disguising this and they're showing us something that's all front end and there's really more to it. But no, I know they're giving us everything that this is going to be about. And it just makes me feel less motivated to go and watch this in the theater because I know what I'm in for.
Well, I think you could make the exact same. I mean, you could really just swap out soul for Inside Out. The trailer gave away everything, and yet I still really enjoyed the movie.
Oh, sure. I know it'll be good. It will definitely be enjoyable. I just am grumpy old man because they ruined it for me.
You sure are. Yep. Somebody peed on Christmas.
That's right.
Hey,
at least pooping in my lemonade.
At least he didn't pee on you.
No,
that's right.
There's always a positive.
Are we going to do some re-ranking?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let me get that ready.
Yeah.
I'm never quite prepped for that, but yeah.
Yeah, what are we doing here, Steve?
We're re-ranking movies, some of which I've seen, some I may not have seen, some Andy may guess whether or not I've seen them. Let's find out.
It's a game in a game.
It's a game in a game inside a game wrapped in a puzzle.
So we're going to re-rank movies on our flick chart. We currently have 444 movies on it.
One of which is 2001.
Here we go. First up, Steve, you're keeping track of how many I do.
Yep.
Beneath the Planet of the Apes. This is the second film from 1970. Or Dark City.
Dark City.
Dark City.
The way home.
City.
Yeah.
That is a great one. That held steady in spot 202 on our chart. Second up, The Secret in Their Eyes, El Secreto de Sus Ojos, or Thief. Oh, it's definitely El Secreto de Sus Ojos. Yeah. Ricardo Darín, You Have My Heart.
Yes.
And Steve has not seen that yet, but he has seen Thief.
I have not seen Thief yet.
Oh, you haven't seen Thief? Oh, I
have not seen Thief yet.
I
would have guessed you've seen Thief.
I know.
Because that's
I know.
Michael
it's one
Mann,
that I should have
James
seen.
Caan.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. All right, so Secret in Their Eyes wins. Judo or Major League? I will pick Judo. Steve has seen
me too.
Major League.
Two, that surprises me.
Why? Major League is fun, but Judo is like Zhang Yimou beauty. Steve has seen Major League, but not Judo. Is that correct?
Steve doesn't remember if he's seen either one of them.
Steve's forgot.
I don't remember if I've seen all of Major League. I may have seen it once way back when, but
that's what I meant. You saw it once way back when, and can't remember if you've seen it.
Yeah, and can't remember because I just don't care about it.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, yes, exactly. So Pete, what did you pick?
That's what I mean. I just don't care.
I don't care. What did you pick? You picked Judo, Pete, right?
Yeah. Judo. Okay. Yes, I stand with Andy.
Next up, we have Funny Girl from 1968 and Barbara Streisand, Omar Sharif versus 12 Monkeys. 12 Monkeys, please. Steve has not seen Funny Girl.
You're right. I have not, much to my wife's disappointment, I think.
Yes, that's right. Well, make her happy tonight and go watch it. Next up, we have Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Or Fargo.
Oh,
wow.
A little Coen brother battle here. Fargo for me, though.
Oh, brother for me.
Ooh, Steve, you've seen them both. It's all on you. Oh, and by the way, 12 Monkeys held steady at 149. I forgot to mention that. Fargo for me. Oh, brother for Pete. Steve, the balance of flick chart hangs on your shoulders.
You are the double-sided lightsaber of this discussion.
I'm gonna make my pick, and then I'm gonna RUNNOFT.
Oh wow, wow! This is gonna be big because Fargo is pretty high on our chart. And Oh Brother has, as you know, was right in the middle of our chart for quite a long time. It was the Oh Brother block. So Oh Brother is
I'm the gosh darn paterfamilias.
It's gonna have a big burst. Oh no, I take it back. That's wow. Okay, Oh Brother must have had another boost at some point because it held steady at 63.
All right, I'm a Dapper Dan man.
I'm a Dapper Dan man.
All right, next up, we have 101 Dalmatians, the animated film we talked about with the Bancroft brothers, or Brazil, my favorite film of all time.
Oh.
Guess what I'm picking?
Brazil for me, too.
Brazil, yes.
Brazil held steady in spot 33. Next up, we have...
I feel like we should file a bug report on that ranking.
Yes. Yes, we need something. Stagecoach from our 1939 series, or the Magnificent Seven remake from our Magnificent Seven series. I will say Magnificent Seven remake over Stagecoach.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that too.
Denzel. Why?
Denzel.
Stagecoach is fine. It's good. I just end up, it's a hard one for me to watch because of the animals, the way they were treating the horses and stuff, which I know does not take the film itself into account, but I can't help but think of the way that they tied the horses' feet down and just the awful things they did to make
far
those.
Out of it.
It's a rough one to watch.
Yeah.
Though.
No, and it is a rough one. And there's a lot of films that have borrowed elements from that. So coming back watching, like, well, what was so great about this movie? It is a John Ford classic. I mean, it is definitely, and it's got some great stuff going on. But I just end up stumbling on those things now, and it's a thing outside of the context of the film itself. But it still is one of those things that I end up having an issue with. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I could go either way on that one. So yeah, that's fine.
Well, Magnificent Seven is what we picked. That went up from 376 to 241.
Whoa.
A little bit of a jump there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Stagecoach was a little high for my taste, I guess.
Yeah.
Next up, we have A Star is Born, the original from 1937, or Interstellar. Ooh.
Interstellar.
I will definitely say Interstellar. That was one that really surprised me the second go around. Steve has not seen A Star is Born yet, but has seen Interstellar.
That's correct. So you would say your Interstellar is your Children of Men?
It is. That's a great thing to say, referencing Pete's Children of Men transition.
Yeah. Hey, I've been canonized.
There you go.
All right, next up we have Lethal Weapon, the original, or The Professional. Leon, The Professional.
Wait, what was the first one?
Lethal Weapon.
Forgot. Oh.
I'm going to say Lethal Weapon. I don't have the love for Leon that a lot of other people do.
I do have the love for Leon, and I'm still going to say Lethal Weapon.
No!
Steve, you've seen them both, and you're wrong.
Yes! Everyone!
Yes, Gary Oldman screams really. If it was just ranking Gary Oldman, sure, I'd put him above Lethal Weapon.
Oh man.
This is the original Lethal Weapon. It's a pretty solid film. And it held steady at 210. So solid. Pete and I already had that in the right spot.
When did you guys rewatch that?
For our series,
I don't know.
Whenever we ranked it.
I know.
Sometime in the last 10 years.
In the last 10 years, yeah. Because does it still hold up? Does Mel Gibson's butt still hold up?
Mel Gibson's butt will always hold up.
All right. So quarter off that butt.
Yeah. All right. This will be the last one, Andy.
Last one. This is two great films. Paranorman.
Okay, wait. Okay, stop. Paranorman. I'm going to say the second one. Whatever comes next.
What is this game?
You're pre-choosing. Okay.
I'm pre-choosing. Let's see if I'm right.
Paranorman or
2001. 2001.
That's right. David Fincher's Zodiac.
Oh,
hey, well, yes. I'll go with that.
Yeah, I will too. I mean, I love Paranorman, but it's Zodiac.
Yeah.
Steve, you have not seen Paranorman
this is
yet,
a fun
but you have
new
seen
game.
Zodiac.
I like this.
Yeah, I've seen pieces of Paranorman. I have not seen the whole thing, but I will take Zodiac. Yeah.
Zodiac had quite the jump just now from 101 to 38.
Whoa, Paranorman was that high?
Paranorman, we love it around these parts.
So Zodiac is another one that I've taken a turn on. I think when I initially saw it, when I realized that it doesn't have the most concrete of endings, I think I was disappointed. But I've learned to grow up and just deal with it, deal with stuff.
Okay,
we like it when that happens.
Yeah.
Now, if you could just do that with 2001. We'll keep working on it. We'll keep working on that.
Someday.
When you're on your deathbed, I can't wait to have that conversation. Andy, I finally
he's going to bring in a big.
He's
going to bring in a big black monolith.
Right,
it's your deathbed right there.
I totally am going to do that. I can't wait for that day now. Not that I'm waiting for you to die, Pete.
Please tell me that came out wrong.
Let's just say I
need to start sending you tchotchkes from 2010.
I'm hoping that you're giving me plenty of time to prep. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. All right. That's right. You need all the time I can get.
There you go. Okay, we are done with that, and now we're jumping into our lists. For the lists this week, we posted over in our Show Talk channel because the movie we talked about this week on the show was Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. We put some options up for everyone to vote on for us to talk about with our movie lists. The options were movie riots, hot weather movies, or isolated geography, more than a house, less than a city. The film or the choice that got the most votes was hot weather movies. So that is what we'll be talking about tonight. Steve gets to kick it off because he picked the trailer first. So hot weather movies.
Yes.
First up.
It's hot. It's sweaty. They're sweaty bodies in
Lawrence
Kasdan's 1981 Body Heat.
As soon as you said that, I knew I already had a steal.
Yep.
That's a double steal.
That's a steal for you?
That's a steal for me.
Double steal.
Oh. Because come on.
We haven't had
Turner,
one of those
William Hurt.
Ever.
Yeah. That's like the first thing that comes to mind. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was exactly the first thing that comes to mind.
Yep.
Dang. Okay.
All right, Pete.
Well, I'm going to do one. I'm going to go back in time a little bit more, and I'm going to. This is one that I know it makes me think of a hot Southern summer, but also I watched it for the first time in a hot summer, and so it is just all summer. It's summer. It's in a hot courtroom that is cooled only by the stale wind moving through the courtroom. It is To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh,
not what I was going to say. I'm going to uncross out that movie.
Okay.
That was good.
It's
I like
okay,
how
Andy,
that played out.
Okay. All right.
Oh, good stuff.
I'm adjusting my list already because I anticipate what Andy's doing. So,
well, I'm not going to say.
you're saving it.
I'm saving it because I'm going to go with one. I'm always torn. Do I go with one that I want to make sure that I get to include on my list, or am I doing this faux ranking that Pete likes to pretend we have, where the first thing we do is number 3 on our list and we build up to a number 1?
Pete's not the only one. Steve's in my camp too.
That's why I tried to do it.
It's impossible to do because I'm always trying to make sure I get one out before it gets stolen. So I feel like
complexities of the game, man.
I know.
We come to play.
Well, I'm doing what is my number 3. So I'm allowing you guys to steal even more from my list. I know Steve's about to steal my next one. But anyway,
or am I?
This is a film that nobody talks about anymore. It completely disappeared from all conversation. But it was I found it to be an incredibly beautiful story about friendship, about romance, about just life in old age. It's the Randa Haynes film from 1993, Wrestling Ernest Hemingway. Robert Duvall plays a former Cuban barber who is very all about his manners and making sure everything is done right, and his tango dancing. Richard Harris is a crusty, boozing Irish sea captain, and Shirley MacLaine is the one who is the landlord for the place they live. Plus, you have Sandra Bullock in it. It is, and it's all taking place in a very hot Florida summer, and it's just a great film about friendship in old age and romance and everything. Great film, worth checking out. Wrestling Ernest Hemingway.
Wow.
And I bet that's not a steal. I would be surprised if either of you have seen this movie.
No, haven't seen it.
I might have made you watch it with me in college.
No, maybe you tried, but I nevertheless I
probably
resisted.
saw the cover. 2 old men on a park bench? No, thanks.
Yep. What is this? In the cinematic universe of grumpy old men? What is this?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, Steve. Number 2.
All right.
Do it.
Good.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Name it.
12 Angry Men.
What is it? Yes, it is 12 Angry Men. Of course it is. Why would you? I mean, I got some backups here because I'm like, I'm putting these here. They're not going to stay here, but I'll put them here, and got my trailer out first. So yes, and mine are going in order like this, but I didn't see this film till later. I don't think I think I was in my late 20s by the time I saw this, and it's something I just was one that I thought, how did I miss this movie? I cannot believe this masterpiece had eluded me for so long. Just never got around to seeing it.
You didn't see it in 1957?
No, I didn't. I didn't see it back then. I didn't see it in high school when I was working at the video store. All of these things, all these opportunities, didn't see it till actually I was. It was my first year of teaching, and there was a whole class, and we talked about the different personalities in the courtroom and sort of the roles that people will take on in groups in terms of, somebody that tries to keep everything on task, other people that it was great. It took me to a different level of analysis with that, and I really enjoyed it. So,
have either of you seen the Russian remake of the film from 2007 by Nikita Mikhalkov? I think is how you say his name.
No.
It was nominated for Best Foreign Language Film. Great remake. Yeah, it was a wonderful retelling. Definitely check that one out too. But okay. Either way, it's a great story worth checking out.
I can't.
All right,
can't
Pete.
believe it. All right. Well, you might ask yourself, how hot is it? It's hot. It's real hot. Damn hot. Your crotch is so hot you can cook things in it.
As a little man dressed in orange robes burst into flames.
Good morning,
Food,
Vietnam.
it's
This is
What, were you born on the sun?
That's right. Yep. I'm going to go with Good Morning Vietnam. There's a classic of the Robin Williams improvisational style, and he's too good in this movie. And it's one of those movies that's funny because of him, and manages to have a lot of heart about a very serious time and a very serious place. So great film. Good Morning Vietnam.
I felt almost obligated to put this one on my list. I don't know if I would have otherwise, because I remember it being good, but it didn't blow me away. But still, it is a hot summer, and it is Spike Lee. It is Summer of Sam.
Oh. All right. Yeah.
And since we're doing our Spike Lee series, I felt, you know what? We should put that one on the list. Adrian Brody, John Leguizamo, Mira Sorvino, Jennifer Esposito, Anthony LaPaglia. It's about the Summer of Sam, when the son of Sam is running around New York killing people during the summer, and tensions get high, just like they do in Do the Right Thing. And people, react to people who are different. Pretty interesting film. I'm actually looking forward to rewatching it when I finally get to my Spike Lee chronological series that I'll eventually do one of these days. Summer of Sam. That's my second pick.
Excellent choice. Ugh, I'm so hot. Ooh, Steve.
All right. So the top of my list, one of my top films of all time, and it takes place in a really hot summer where people are sitting around, and when you've got an injured photographer with nothing better to do, look at his neighbors, Alfred Hitchcock creates one of his best movies with Rear Window.
Didn't you just do that last week?
I don't care.
I was like, nobody's going to pick that because
going.
it was just on the show last week for surveillance films.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. I love it so much. I will talk about it every
I'm
week.
going to find a way to squeeze Rear Window in again.
Hey, don't worry, Andy. It'll be a steal.
Bamboozled. I'm sure someone across the way is wearing blackface.
I thought about that. I was like, I think I just did this on surveillance. I don't care. Because if I'm going to go by what is my top movie on about hot days, it's.
But the challenge is to do anyway. Whatever. That's great.
No, that's
great
your
movie.
challenge. That's your challenge. Okay.
All right, Pete.
Okay.
I wrote it on my list as a backup just in case Pete picked it, because I'm like, surely Steve won't pick it again. But anyway.
Yes, he will. Surprise.
All right.
Of course,
well,
we still. I'm waiting for Pete's, sweaty Woody Allen movie that he's going to pick for the top of his
I'm
list.
not going to do a
Bananas.
a sweaty Woody Allen movie. Because that joke is totally played, you guys. We're done. But I will tell you this, that I am going to pull a Steve, and I'm going to do a movie that we've talked about on the show. But it's been many years.
Oh.
It is a movie that, this was the first movie that I think I thought of, probably because I love it, and B, because it's so hot, there's actually fire involved in it. So I'm going to show you the life of the mind. I'm going to talk about Barton Fink, 1991.
Nice.
It is one of my favorite. John Goodman, John Turturro. They are terrific in this. Have you read the Bible, Pete? The Holy Bible? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, I've heard about it. That movie is just full of immensely quotable material, and it is a great story about a writer struggling to deliver. So, fantastic film, Barton Fink, 1991.
Yeah, that's a good one. It was a good one. I knew it was out there.
It was a backup.
I thought maybe Steve would
next
pick
one
it.
on my. Yeah, well, instead
Eight.
of Rear Window, it was right. Actually, it was right there on my list.
I'm ashamed.
Number 4.
I'm ashamed. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. It's fine. Great thing to pick. I'm really torn now because I was honestly hoping that between my last two that you would pick one of them so I didn't have to leave one off. I guess that's where we sit right now. So now I'm torn. One will have to just be a backup. I am going to go with a film that I find to be really I think it probably, I don't know, they both work well in context of just doing Spike Lee, but this is a film that I think gives you a really challenging protagonist, and because he's working his way across the city to kill his wife. It is of course, Joel Schumacher's film from 1993, Falling Down. It's a difficult film to watch, but there's something really fascinating about watching Michael Douglas as he kind of goes on this. He really kind of breaks down. He snaps. It's hot outside in LA and he's stuck in traffic, and he just snaps and decides to take the world into his own hands, and off he goes. And of course, I guess Robert Duvall. There you go. I've got a little Robert Duvall thing going. He is in this as the cop trying to stop him. Really interesting film. Definitely something that is worth looking into and talking about. Not a film for everyone, but because it is quite challenging, but I enjoy it. Falling Down.
I had that on my list as a backup. I thought Pete was going to be the one to take that one.
This is what we're going to have to start doing as our new challenges. Yeah. Guessing who's going to do which.
Yeah. So I don't think, did you get any steals, Andy? Did anybody steal anything from you? I don't think so.
Yes.
Who?
Steve stole 12 Angry Men.
Oh, right. Steve stole 12 Angry Men from both of us, and Body Heat from both of us.
Yes.
And yet I have to tell you, I think this is still a great list of movies. Our backups were clearly already pretty good.
Well, I had other Dog Day Afternoon and In the Heat of the Night as two other backups.
Yep, Dog Day Afternoon. Pete, did you put on that I stole rear window from myself last week?
You're not going to get the punchline on that joke, Steve. You're not going to get it. You haven't earned it.
Okay. The only other one that I had that hasn't been mentioned yet was 7 Year Itch was the other hot weather movie.
I at one point started searching for, I went to Letterboxd to see what other lists do people put together. And turns out that's not great for research, but it's great for other things. When you search for, I can't even say, I said, eventually I got down to movies where it's hot. And the lists, movies where Al Pacino is hot, movies where Paul Dano is hot, 2018 movies where it's clear that the protagonists are going to have sex after the ending, movies where kids get annihilated and it's funny.
Wow. Yeah. There was a turn.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's a great set of lists. Movies with hot dads. That's appropriate, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a great list. Thanks, Letterboxd, for just being awesome. So,
as always.
What are we going to do next week?
Well, we're talking about Bamboozled. So that's the next Spike Lee series in our series. Well,
gotta be great satire. Our favorite satirical films.
Okay, that's a pretty big thing, but sure. I'm going to have to remember how to do this new poll thing because I've already forgotten. But anyway, I'll worry about that off the show. Great satires?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we do one with, is it too challenging, films that shoot in multiple formats? I feel like that might be way too challenging. I think that's
really hard.
Yes.
Very limiting. We have show business, films that depict TV production.
Yeah.
I think actually if we constrain ourselves to TV production, I would like to do that.
Films that depict TV
production. No movies, no film sets.
Okay.
Yeah, films that depict TV production. And then I'll put in parentheses, Pete is very specific about that.
Okay, I'll own that. That's good. That's fine.
What else do we have?
We have...
I'm avoiding the blackface thing because that's just...
Yeah, well,
I don't. I'd rather not lean into that. What else goes on in Bamboozled? We have the...
we have our protagonist trying to get fired. Is that something like...
Can we come up with other
protagonists
movies?
are trying to get themselves fired? I feel like that might be a hard one to come up with.
Oh, well, it would definitely be our challenge pick.
That's
How
why
brave
I don't
are
want
we?
to do it. Somebody's going to choose it.
All of the people are going to choose it. It's the point.
All the people will choose it, and then
Well, could it be
sick? I will have coronavirus next week. Can't record.
Would it be self-destructive life choices?
Okay.
Oh, I like that phrasing of that. Yeah,
broaden that out a little bit.
Way to go.
Okay, so that's it. Great satires, films that depict TV production, and self-destructive life choices.
All right. That's good.
That sounds good. So those are the options for the movie lists we will put together next week. They're going up at our Show Talk channel over on Discord. If you want to vote, then become a Patreon member, and you can jump into the Show Talk channel and you can get your vote in before next week. How do they become a Patreon member, Pete?
Well, that's really easy, Andy. They do that over at patreon.com/thenextreel or thenextreel.com/Patreon. Do you see what we did there? Is that palindromic or anagrammatic? We invite you to join up to support the show. You get some stuff if you join the show. First of all, you get access to the fantastic Next Reel community. It is it's one of those communities where we sometimes disagree about movies, and yet people are still awesome. So if you'd like to have a different kind of movie conversation, join the Patreon community, patreon.com/thenextreel, and jump into our Discord channel and have that conversation, because these people are some of the best movie people on the internet. And now Steve would like to promote the merch.
If you're going to go to our merch store, there's one thing you probably shouldn't buy, and that is our I Am Patient Zero shirt. That might not be the thing to be wearing in this day and age. However, I dare you, I challenge you to take on the I Am Patient Zero t-shirt challenge and buy one over at thenextreel.com/merch.
Well said.
We need to send that to Tom Hanks, actually.
Oh, you're right.
Send it to him in Australia. Track down his agent. All right. Well, that's it, everybody. So thank you so much for tuning in. And we appreciate all of the support. And see ya next time.
Thanks, everybody.
Hondo.